It's time for Dutch Oven Cooking with Cee Dub. Here's your host, C.W. Butch Welch.
Okay, it looks like you caught me working on dessert. We've been working on this during the break. And this recipe for dessert we're doing today is DUTCHMAN'S APPLE DUMPLINGS, And this comes from an old river running game warden buddy of mine who's from Pennsylvania. And this recipe is his mother's and his grandmother's. What we're doing, we've got some apples that we've cored and peeled. We're putting a little brown sugar in them. We're taking just a pat of butter, and it's getting kind of soft in the old summer sun. Gonna set that on there and sprinkle it with a little cinnamon. Got to watch that in the wind. And what we're using, we've got some store-bought pie crust, and you can make your own pastry if you wanted. And we're just going to pull this pastry or this pie crust up around each one of these apples, and then we're going to bake them in our Dutch oven in there. Okay, now these apples are obviously going to release a little steam, and just like we would do when we're baking a pie, we're going to just take a fork and put some holes in there, let some steam escape. And it looks like our charcoal's getting about ready, but before we get these over onto the fire pan, that looks pretty good. Now, of course, if you were entering these in the county fair, you'd make a lot prettier pattern up there. Okay, we got our charcoal going here, and we're going to dump that out. And that's just the way you want your charcoal, just that nice gray color, just getting started. And we've got a couple pieces in here on our stove. And to bake this dessert, and this is the key to baking, is just a minimum heat on the bottom. So for those baked apples, we're going to only do about 6 or 7 briquettes underneath, something about like that. And we're just going to go ahead and set that, and that's all the heat we need on the bottom of those. And then to bake them, where we really get our heat is with our briquettes around the outside. When we get this loaded, this oven will be about 375 degrees, which would be just like we would be doing in the oven in the house. So we're just going to go right around that outside edge. And about 3 in the middle.